There we go. Now we're live. That's what I'm talking about, folks. I think everybody's still muted. Check your stuff below.
Yep. Can you hear me now?
I can hear
Yeah.
you. Lima Charlie. What about Z?
Z. You know he's never gonna put that in his name. Still muted. Yeah, we could just talk without him.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, good.
And we can see Z has his participation award. He won that last week for getting something right about Moon Knight, Moon Knight Submarine. I said he was a mercenary, so Z won that participation award. So congratulations to Z.
Good job. Good job. Nice. Fourth episode. Well, welcome to the Gray Nerds. I am Darth Bill the Wise.
I'm Soundwave, based on last week's connectivity issues. I thought it was a good joke.
Yeah.
Plus, calling myself Richard again seemed to be kind of bad. And then we have the guy underneath the controller of everything,
The producer director.
the producer. All
Yeah.
technical issues are his fault.
Always. Here's our theme music.
Funky.
Good.
Can't say
Very
that
good.
wasn't funky.
Breaking
I
it
like
down.
I like it. I like it.
I don't know if it's a good intro music or the pizza man just showed up and I have no money. How am I going to pay? Did you bring extra sausages?
That would be much slower music.
Yeah. That does sound like the intro to like a 1970s adult film.
Yeah, I felt like
I'm gonna leave that alone.
The girls have to raise money. How are we going to do it? I think that was pretty much every adult film back then. What are we going to do? The towing company's going under.
let's tow.
All right. Well, welcome to the Great Nerds.
Yeah, good intro. Good intro.
Yeah. I like our theme music.
I know. So what's
good.
going on in the world today? Before we jump in everything, I like the little monologue here.
We can monologue. What do you want to
Oh,
monologue
definitely.
about?
I don't know what's everybody into. What's everybody playing right now, game wise? I know Mr. Assassin's Creed. I got to get this right. Where I'll be able to point. You still playing Valhalla?
Of course. Dawn of Ragnarok started a couple weeks ago, so finishing that out.
Nice. Maybe I'll get back into it. I got Grand Theft Auto 4 for the PS5. It's
How's
good.
that?
It's good. It's good. It's just you play it all night, go to bed, wake up in the morning, drive to work, and you have to remember to do the speed limit.
Don't roll anybody. Don't roll over anybody. That's the main.
It's
Pull
like-
out your car and
it's
get
like,
into another car.
Yeah.
I could totally do that jump right there. I could totally. Like, oh, my car's too slow. That's what I like.
Yeah. you cut somebody off and jump in, pull them out the car, jump in their car, take off.
Yeah, no, but the thing I noticed with the game, like, you can get the online was free, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then it was $9.99 for the PS5 version of the story, and I like the story mission. It could totally be a movie. And then that guy Trevor, if you guys ever played it,
Yeah.
Trevor is probably my favorite video game character of all time because he's crazy, and the guy that plays him looks just like him.
He does.
Put him
He
in a
was the
movie.
guy- he was the guy that was on what was it, Walking Dead?
Was he on Walking Dead?
Wasn't that guy in Walking Dead?
I'm gonna have to look it up.
All right, there, expert. Google.
You're the tech guy. What's
Google
going
it
on?
up.
Hey, look, a good nerd has IMDb right here. Boom.
I believe it is, if I'm correct, because he does look like the guy. He was one of the saviors, if I'm correct.
He is Stephen Ogg. Yeah, Walking Dead. You're right. Look at that right there.
You're gonna give him a big head. He was saying he's been right about everything. It's just like, we call you Z for a reason.
I'm telling you, boy, I'm just striking it
It's a
out.
goddamn miracle. He probably got upset last time we were on.
Striking
He's
it
like,
up. Just saying, boy.
they bully me so much.
They
Batting
belittled
1,000 right there, boy. I'm telling you. Bring me up to
They're-
bat. That's all I'm saying. Bring me
they're
up to
just-
bat. I
Let
don't
me
care.
play.
Throw me a
coach.
slider.
Let me play, coach. Let me
Take
put
that
me
thing
in.
yard.
See,
Take
this
it
is why-
yard.
a little bit of bullying. This is why a little bit of bullying is good. A little bit. Like you want to beat the shit out of kids and put them in their locker and make them eat dog poop, right? There's a line, but make fun of people and then they'll step up their game.
That's all I'm saying. Make them want to put this back on. There we go again. Make one do it again. Yeah.
We just lost all of our followers, but that's fine.
Oh man, this is gonna be good.
Oh yeah.
This is gonna be good.
Feeling good today. Feeling good today. Nice
I'm feeling
Sunday.
good. It was nice out today too.
That's right. Well, here it was kind of cool, but it was still nice. North Carolina won, so we're feeling good. Unfortunately, I'm not watching my beloved Sixers, but it's okay. I'm believing.
You gotta take it.
I'm believing. I'm just believing. That's all. They were winning. I don't want to look at the score because I want to act right. All right, but I'm gonna tell you like this: next week, if Villanova's in the championship game, I'm not acting right during the show. Just letting you know. Don't let Villanova make it to the championship game. That's all I'm saying.
He's gonna be doing
Anyway.
shots on the show. All right.
Look, my NCAA bracket was done week 1.
Day one.
Day
Oh,
one.
Day one.
Day one.
Day
Thank
one.
you. What was it? St. Peter's?
Where'd they come from?
Jersey? Some school in Jersey.
They're
Thank
probably
you.
saying the same thing. Like, how do we pull that off?
Yeah, they pulled it off multiple times, though. That's the thing. So, I don't know. God bless them.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's probably my $1 million freaking. I would have got all the brackets, but thank you. Thank you. What are they? The Peacocks?
I have no idea. I'm like, I just found out a couple days ago they're from Jersey. I'm like, wow.
He's doing research. He actually does research. The believe but verify. He's doing that with all FATSIS now. So
Believe, verify. I
Trust but verify. See?
trust.
Somebody-
That's a submarine thing.
There you go.
That's
Trust
that's a
but verify.
goddamn leadership thing. Trust, but I
telling you.
trust you. I trust you, but I'm still gonna check your work.
Yeah, I'm
Mike.
gonna check it out, baby. Gonna check it out.
My ass is online.
oh wait,
Like-
weren't we supposed to talk about your top 5 submarine movies today?
I think so.
I'm
Yeah.
curious because I don't think I'll because they'll make fun of my movies because because it's just pointless after a while. I might as well just say Gods Must Be Crazy. That's my favorite submarine movie.
The Gods Must Be Crazy.
It's not.
It's a good movie.
It's
It
a
is a
great
good
movie,
movie.
but it's not.
Yeah, it's
submarine.
good. It's not a submarine movie. I mean,
movie.
I've watched
It's a
it on a
Coke bottle
submarine.
movie. It's a Coke bottle movie.
Yeah, it's Coke.
It is Coke bottle movie. It's Coke bottle movie.
See, simple concept, hilarious.
Yeah.
I'll let you two. I'm curious because I really mine. I already know. Someone down there didn't like one of mine, so I because the submarine was upside down and was sinking, so I kind of like that. I liked you, 471.
U 571.
Whatever that.
That took the set from a 688.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one.
What?
Okay.
What's that? What's it they take from 688?
If you look at U571, the brass bus that they have up in the one of the buses they have up in the control room, that's the same bus that's in the same spot in the 688.
Now I'm gonna have to watch it again. I liked it.
thought
I was excited because Bon Jovi was in it, and that dude was dead as shit already. I was like, Bon Jovi, he's dead.
Yeah.
That's great.
And then who is it? Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in it for 20 seconds
Yeah.
Yeah.
as he floats by.
The thing I didn't like about it was, it was based on a true story, but the British actually did that.
Well, we have to always take credit for like everything, so that's part of it. Like,
Yeah.
I, so I was gonna say that Titanic was a submarine movie, but it wasn't. It is a
Hey,
target, but
It ended up a
every
submarine
every ship is a submarine once, if you think about it.
once.
yep,
Once.
and it became a submarine.
Once.
I do see someone wrote Das Boot. I did
Das
like Das
Boot.
Boot. I
Das
like Das
Boot.
Boot.
Oh yeah, Das Boot. Das Boot's probably my number one, like story wise, history wise. My number two is probably Run Silent, Run Deep. Right.
Great Lady
Um,
Down.
Gray Lady Down, and probably
That's the only
down
three I can
Periscope or
think of.
up Periscope
I
because
can't
that
think of
just
any
makes
more.
me
No,
laugh.
no.
Because just the humor in it, not the part where the USS Orlando was hovering and then stopped like they used.
In midair. In
I
mid.
was like, nice dive, nice.
If a dive is that good, deserving
Wasn't that the
award.
thing in the middle of the break with the 8 ball on it?
What was that on Bugs Bunny? Air brakes? They just stop in midair.
I can see that they do their homework on summary movies.
Just for somebody to show, who was it? Sean just said Hunt for Red October. I'm just let you know. No.
I
Ooh,
liked I
K
liked
19.
I liked
K-19, which is based on a true story. Yes.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
liked K-19. I also liked Hunt for October, but again, I'm only the son of a submariner, so but I do know that my dad would always get really pissed off when we would give him Hunt for October, like for 5
Hey,
Christmases in a row.
No.
do you ever wonder? Did your dad just get back from deployment when you were conceived? Like, did you ever figure out the math?
Oh, we
Pretty.
Crimson
Probably.
Tide.
He got back and
no.
yeah, like
Okay.
he served, and then when he was done, like that was when I was
That's after you. Okay.
yeah. Crimson
Who-
Tide.
who- who-
I did like Crimson Tide too.
I like Crimson. I like the parts that what's the name wrote in Crimson Tide?
Oh
Quentin Tarantino.
The talking
Yeah.
part.
Yeah, you can tell when Quentin Tarantino does the writing and
Dialogue.
directing in a certain part of that movie, and
Yeah.
it's masterful. I mean, his dialogue is masterful in every movie he does. The I don't tip monologue is probably one of my favorites that he's done. I love I don't tip because I don't believe in it. And
But since you guys are like the submariners, like what were like your favorite ones? Like your top three?
like I say, you just named them. I mean,
Yeah.
Das
Yeah.
Boat,
The K19, Das Boat.
Great Lady Down.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're done. All right.
I mean, Run Silent, Run Deep.
Yeah.
I mean, the rest of them is just too unbelievable.
Well, I know you don't
Yeah.
like the James Bond one when it's like perpendicular
No,
and just
no,
sinking.
no.
Or Fast and Furious. The last stupid Fast.
Are you talking about the one where they went into space?
They
I
went
did
out of
watch that.
space.
Yeah.
They was part of
they?
the Space Force. Yeah.
I didn't. Is that the? I didn't see it. I saw
That's
the one.
the
The last
last
one I saw is where the submarine's driving through the ice up North Pole,
Yeah.
and freaking Vin Diesel's like jumping over the bow. And,
Yeah.
oh, I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yep. The last one is they might as well be the Avengers at this point.
Yeah. They went out of space, dude. They're part of the Space Force.
It's just.
Yeah.
I've not liked any. There isn't a Fast and Furious movie that I said, oh yeah.
Well, I like
No.
the first one.
I saw the first one with a buddy of mine when I was out in Hawaii, and I left. I'm like, that was what did I just watch?
It was cool. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you don't go to that movie expecting a great movie. I mean, you don't expect the greatest thing going.
They're popcorn movies.
Yeah,
Like,
it's pop. It's
like,
entertaining
am I
for
gonna
what
throw
they
up in
do.
the popcorn, or if
I mean,
or am I
milk
gonna-
duds. Milk duds.
Milk duds
or
in the
milk duds.
popcorn. Yeah, that's
It-
what supposed to do.
But it's not great.
Yeah, or M and M's.
Okay.
I've done that. The peanut M and M's in popcorn.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I just think if they ever really did like a real life, I mean, it'd have to be a World War II movie. Like you couldn't make a modern time submarine movie because it'd be boring. Maybe because we did it all the time.
I know. So it's like What did we do? We went on station. Quick, quiet. Everybody go to bed.
Now, what I would like now here's my idea for a submarine movie, right? It's not more. It's not about really about the submarine, but it's about the crew. Because I always felt that everybody that I ever served with could do anything in life. They can make anything. They can fix anything with tie wraps and tape,
Yeah.
right? In a trash bag, right? Like, oh, it's
It need
done.
it need be green.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people know what that is. It's tape.
It's like masking tape with like a film on it. That never mind.
it,
Keep going.
it pulls your skin off when they like.
Oh yeah, it'll pull your skin off.
Okay, here's my idea for a movie, right? Apocalypse movie. Shit happens, and the end of the world happens, and the guys on the fast boat are they know that there's nothing left to go back to. They can survive forever because they can make their own water, make their own air, and have their and have power, right?
Well, they can't
They
make
just
their
have
own
to find
food.
ways to get food.
Yeah, gotta get food.
So the basic movie is you're exploring the world and what's left of the world out of a submarine. Like, hey, there's an island. Let's surface. Let's get the little dinghy out, run with, see what kind of coconuts we can find. And of course, you got some drama on the ship. I will play myself.
I had to be, a party. They kind of did that with the last ship, sort
Yeah,
of.
but it was a surface ship,
It
and
was
nobody
a
gave a
surface ship.
shit.
Nobody cares
It's a
about
goddamn
surface ships.
surface ship. Boring.
Exactly.
Underwater,
And it wasn't nuclear. Where did they get their fuel
Exactly.
and then
They had
you
a
could
boiler.
have,
They ran out of diesel fuel.
you could even have a megalodon.
They can't even make their own water.
Nope.
Hey, I would love to see that. The Last Submarine.
The last
I think
submarine.
I think that would
The
be a
Last
fantastic
Survivors
movie.
or something like that. I mean,
Nah, you gotta put the submarine in there, or like the Last Neptune or something like that, or the Last Phoenix or something.
And the one thing, if I ever did a movie like that, even with Last Ship, it all started. It was Star Trek. You got a whole like Star Trek. You got how many people are on the Enterprise? Thousands, right?
hmm
Why does the captain have to go on to every freaking mission?
well, because you
It
gotta
is.
have because that way you add Ensign Jones, and Ensign Jones is the one that gets killed.
They're running out of people. They must be having
I'm
babies
just
on there.
saying. No,
But even
if you got the red shirt, do not go with the captain.
You should read
yeah,
that book, Red Shirts by John Scalzi.
Yeah,
Like that's hilarious. Because the red shirts after a while are like, yeah, we're not going.
yeah.
Like,
Don't go with the captain. Not if
no.
you got a red shirt. Mm-mm.
No,
You
well, they're
don't
like,
last
we're
long.
not going. The only time we're getting off this ship is like when we're back at port and
When
everyone's
they
getting
come
off.
back home, they
But
dock.
we ain't going like on this planet where it turns you into rocks. Like, no, that's you. Like, you go ahead, first mate. Or
What was the guy where the plant opened up and shot him with a dart in his neck?
Yeah, yeah.
Something
Everything
like that.
happens to them. Like to the
Yeah,
red shirts, they're
they
well,
if you're wearing
they
a red shirt, you're dead. So it's
well
like,
they even did it on the last ship. Like every time they went into port, the captain was going. It's like slow roll.
well, don't he have an XO?
I think
I don't know what he's doing. XO was doing like PMS spot checks. I don't know.
Sit the XO. Fine. If he goes,
I
you
just
got
think
to
it'd be.
end. You got to end if he goes. So just
I just think it. I just think it would be cool. You know, how about this? How about the summary movie is being on a trident, and they know they caused the end of the world.
well, see, Crimson
oh,
Tide would have been good if that would have been the premise.
I would have ate the dog.
That would have been a good premise if they would have actually went through the firing sequences. But they didn't.
And, yeah, but imagine knowing that you caused the end of the world. That you know when you get back, shit's going to be all
Yeah,
effed up.
yeah. There's nothing to go back to. Yeah. Yep.
very, very
But
cool.
I do want to write a script though. That's my goal. I want to write a script
It's
for
good that you're
my
bringing this
summary
up.
movie.
Well, we got this is a good lead in because we were talking about how we can make Star Wars better, and
Yes.
since you can write a script about like submarines, and we can just change some things to like starships and things like that.
I'll,
Um,
I'll fix Star Wars in a minute.
it's not that hard, I don't think, to fix Star Wars. Like, you just pick one thing and then you just sort of keep that theme going throughout. It seems like they like the clone theme, so I don't know, maybe keep exploring it. Show
They,
like
they,
Mace Windu clones and things like that.
Disney likes the what is going to sell toys in Toy Store theme.
So let's clone Ewoks. Yay! They're little
They're fluffy
furry bears.
and
That's
cute.
Originally that was supposed to be on Kashyyyk. So instead of Ewoks, it would have been Kashyyyk with all the Wookiees.
All the Wookiees.
That would have been
Wookiees.
cool.
Wookiees aren't cute though. In
Chewbacca would have been seen all Sammy like.
Okay, I love your Chewbacca impersonations. They're like awesome.
uh, but I would say like if you can find like something, I would say the clones. That's the most interesting thing because I know we've all talked about
Oh, hey, sorry to
Star
interrupt.
Wars. Go.
Before I forget, one of our viewers said we didn't talk about Scarlett Johansson, so I just want to say
Oh,
Scarlett Johansson. All right, now we can go. All right, keep going.
she could be
Her
our.
movie
She
was
could,
3 years
she,
too late anyway. Let's move
she
on.
could be. She could be Mara Jade in the new.
Oh,
Oh yes,
So
there.
there you go.
I got.
Yes.
So here's how you fix like the continuity, and someone said the Skywalkers are technically dead. So you bring back a clone of Luke. He works with Mara Jade. They, have kids, and then you set it like 500 years in the future. Hey, brought the Skywalkers back.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You got to call. We already okay. So if you read Timothy Zahn's trilogy, there was already a clone of Luke, an evil clone
Yeah.
that Mara Jade had to fight. And as soon as she killed the evil clone, she was okay, cool with Luke after that. Boom, 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 holes.
So I mean, that's one way you could bring it, but I mean, why does there have to be one evil Luke clone? Why can't there be like multiple, like varying degrees of moral ambiguity, things like that?
And what have them all force sensitive?
All right,
Yeah,
are you ready? I'm gonna fix doors right now.
All right, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Okay.
Star Wars.
All right, I'm curious.
And stuff's already there. You
Is
just
it
have to
like
write one little story.
Is it like Etch a Sketch? Like,
It can be.
okay.
Okay, so Star Wars Rebels, right? Ezra goes into the Jedi Temple, and there's the Force Veil, right? You've seen the Force Veil before. Each door in there is a different part of the timeline. He hears Luke, and he hears the Sand People. He hears Anakin. When he was young, he hears Obi-Wan Kenobi. He hears he hears everybody. Now, he was able to walk up to one of the Force Veils and stick his head in, like, what's going on? And there's Ahsoka duking out with Darth Vader. She should have died because she went and made the whole temple fall down. But he reached in, took her out of the timeline, and brought her back into the Force Veil, back into his own timeline. Now, there's another part, once they're in the Force Veil, that the Emperor's talking to him. So the Emperor already has a piece of that Force Veil. So you take that and why the Emperor survived all these years in the shitty Star Wars movies, right? So Darth Vader threw his ass down the pipe. What? He never hit the bottom. They didn't show it. He went into the Force Veil, survived there all those years because he knew about it. That's why he was all messed up. Now, he survives, causes the shitty movies because he somehow clones Rey, whatever. I don't know, right? It's dumb. I don't want to think about it. Now, if Ezra could go through the Force Veil to pull Ahsoka out, they can go back to the Force Veil and make sure Palpatine's ass is dead, doesn't ever clone Rey, erases that whole timeline, and we start over again. Now, the other problem is, when you're making Star Wars movies, right, they had the biggest opportunity to have Princess Leia, Han Solo, Chewbacca, and Luke in the same picture, and this all together. They never did that.
They never did it.
And unfortunately,
you can't.
Carrie Fisher is dead, and you're not going to bring back. We could try cloning her.
Why not?
But now you do an animated series, right? Now you take the animated series, you can just base it off of. You can have their voices. You can have somebody do Han Solo's voice, and base it off the Zahn trilogies, where Luke gets together with Mara Jade. He's looking for remaining Jedi. Han Solo and Princess Leia are hooked up. He's pregnant. She's pregnant with twins, and they haven't had 3 kids.
Yeah.
Like the young one's the one that ends up killing one of the twins. The story's right there. But then we go back to the force fail to where Kathleen Kennedy's mom and dad, and you slap the shit out of dad and put a goddamn condom on, and then you take her out of the picture.
Take her out the story.
And then you go in there right before George Lucas signs over to Disney, slap it. It's like,
Like,
no.
don't do that. Don't
Slap him
do
in his
that.
little googly thing on his neck. Like, stop it.
Grab him like a dog.
No,
No,
just
stop.
don't
Put his nose in it. No.
do that. Don't do that. Don't
I
do
would
that.
say George Lucas pretty much lost it before he sold it. I Indiana Jones and Crystal of the Skull King, whatever that movie was called, that he can't make movies anymore.
That
He's
was
That was-
Steven
gaining
Spielberg.
Man, that was all nostalgia.
Yeah,
That
but that
was
was
just for
George Lucas
nostalgia.
too. Like
George Lucas wrote it. Spielberg directed it. Kathleen Kennedy produced it.
Well, I know it was the terrific trio, but
Yeah.
it's like all, those three when they get together. I mean, Spielberg. I liked Ready Player One. I thought it was okay. It was
Yeah.
kind of cool. I didn't see it in the theater, so that's fine. So I could sleep through parts of it and then wake up later.
Catch it later.
But I mean, like Obi-Wan, that's still scary. I still have doubts because I don't think they're as imaginative. Well, they're not going to kill themselves, but they're not. I don't see how they can, unless they follow like they had to pick something and follow it. Like do the force fail, do clones, like and just stick to it. And I think that's the only way they can do it. And that way, I mean, you can have connections to it. I mean, movies have done that. It's fine if they stand alone, but I mean, Marvel did that for like 18 movies. They just have cameos by people, and you're like, oh wow, Thanos. Okay, what's going to go on here? And then like a couple ones later, you see something else, and it it gets better. It gets some were good, some were bad, and now the last two that come out have been bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we might be getting some more Disney stuff because I think who's the Disney guy? Bob Chapek.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's. I think there's the investors meeting come up.
I don't have Disney stock anymore.
No, it's these aren't poor ass people like us, man.
Yeah, it's not.
I'm talking, the big corporations that always ruin movies.
Yeah,
That's who he's going to be talking to.
yeah, and they're gonna ruin. I mean, they're already ruining Marvel. I think we should be very happy Spider-Man's not part of the Marvel. Well, he is part of the Marvel universe, but he's
Sorta. Yeah, sorta. Still
Sorta.
Sony.
because so there's some hope. Deadpool supposedly is gonna get filmed at like R-rated, but they're already using the whatever I don't remember the movies. The last movie Ryan Reynolds did as a reason to do Deadpool is PG-13, which so
Mm-mm. Leave it alone. Leave it
but I mean
alone.
that's the thing with Star Wars. All they had to do was leave it alone, sort of, and just continue the story and make sure. I mean, you can kind of do praise for the past and like keep moving to the future, but they didn't do that. Like it was all. I mean, I still think it would have been cool if they revealed like the Knights of Ren were like clone of old time like
It's just the
Jedi.
new stuff is this. Can we make a rule not talk about new stuff? We'll just call it the
we
shit.
yeah, let's not talk
Because
about
look at what's popular. Right? Whenever a show comes out, what's popular? Old stuff, Clone Wars stuff, regular Star Wars stuff, Star Wars like legendary characters. Nobody gives a shit about the Knights of freaking Emo and Ray. It's just there isn't a single character that's like, oh great. Because even Poe and Finn, they ruined them.
They messed them up.
Poe was all cool. Hey, look at me, I'm a cool pilot. And they slapped the shit out of him in the third movie. And he made like phone call jokes to a freaking warship.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Your mama. He did a your mama joke.
It's just
it was not good. I mean, we won't remember those. Well, we'll sort of remember. I remember the prequels, and I remember I was sort of annoyed with the prequels, but I actually can appreciate the prequels a lot more now.
Oh, most definitely.
Well,
Most
Um,
because
definitely.
there's continuity there.
yeah, it
Yeah.
made sense. And well, I mean, that's all we're asking for. And like for Obi-Wan, I mean, I think the Mandalorian has sort of has continuity, not maybe to the main universe. They're still doing their world building with bounty hunters, but I mean, Boba Fett, they could have gone an entirely different direction, and they chose to wuss out and let's bring back Groku because he's our moneymaker.
Yeah.
Because
Basically,
we
they
know
made
that
it Mandalorian 2.5. That's why
because we
I think I saw somewhere written there that somebody that they made it Mandalorian 2.5.
That's what I told you.
They did. Yeah, yeah. They just brought him back. I mean, why? I didn't see the whole purpose of the Mandalorian has his own show. I didn't see the purpose of bringing him in. I mean,
I
just
mean they could have brought him in, and he could have been in for like the
leave him alone.
season
See, that's
finale. The season finale, they could have brought him in because he owes Boba Fett like a debt of honor,
nope.
and that would have been understandable,
Leave him
and that
alone.
would have made sense. But they had to do like two whole episodes with him, like, oh, let me see Grogu because I miss him so much, and Lucas being kind of like a creepy uncle, and
No, like I said,
so
leave it alone. Leave it
yeah, you
alone.
say that a lot about a lot
Yeah,
of
because
things.
sometimes you need to just leave it alone.
But
Seriously,
in
sometimes you
this
just
like
need to.
Mandalorian, but in all honesty, I think Mandalorian like they could have handled the if Mandalorian just appeared in the season finale, it would have been a lot better than what it
It would have been
was.
better, but you still could have left it alone. Left
Well,
it
I mean,
alone.
they
His
wanted
is
to
his
bring
own.
him in.
That's his story. Let his story be. Don't mess with that story. Just like I don't want Boba Fett. He was in Mandalorian, but I don't want him to keep going. Don't keep crossing them. Just let them have their story. Continue it on.
Well, I just
Continue
thought
it on. That's
it
it.
would have been cool to see like Valance and a couple of the other or the bounty hunters that we saw from Empire Strikes Back. Well, if they were still alive, it would have been nice. You
Charles
know,
said they did it because Grogu made money, and you're right, Charles. They did. It
it
was
was
a
all
money
money.
grab.
Frag out, buddy. Frag out.
Get that money. Which I don't. Hey, I don't get mad at nobody trying to get their scratch, but still, leave it
But
alone. Leave it
if you
alone.
do it like in a natural way, you can make a lot more money than try to do it in force. Because I mean, well, we're not talking about the unmentionable sequels, but like Disney has done things like that. Like they've tried to make characters cute that weren't good. Like it's just
True.
like, why does anyone want one of these? Like
Exactly.
Ewoks, it was just sort of like they're stuffed teddy bears who
They
eat
were teddy
people.
bears. They were teddy bears.
That's how,
That's what they
that's how you
were.
could tell how old somebody was when Star Wars came out. Guys like us were like we were there in '77, so that'll be a good movie. If you saw somebody that was born in '83, right? Was it '83, '77, '83?
80, 83, 84.
If
Yes.
that was their first Star Wars movie saw in the theater, they're like, Richard, yeah, it was pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah. The Ewoks were alright. Yeah.
Hey, my sister liked the Ewoks, so yay! It, but she was 6,
Yeah, she was 6. I expect for her to like the Ewoks. Yeah,
so
they're teddy bears.
it was like, all right,
A whole race of teddy bears. Yeah.
like right now, I think the best thing for Star Wars is like the computer animated shows right now, like
Oh yeah.
Rebels, like Bad Batch. But that's why I was like, for all this attention to clones, I mean, that's the underlying connection there. You have clones in Bad Batch. I mean, that's all Bad Batch is about is clones.
Yeah.
They're a group of 5 clones, and they're trying to find other clones. And how do the clones get controlled? So why not expand on that, like, and bring that to the live universe? Like, Ahsoka is going to look for Ezra and Thrawn. Why not bring clones into it? Because it wouldn't be kind of interesting to like do that instead of
I think they're going to be they'll bring clones into it. I think Rex will be in it.
yeah,
Yeah.
that
I
would be
think Rex
cool
will
to
be in
see.
it.
I would like to see like the next part of Bad Batch's story because I always want to know. They went from stormtroopers aren't clone troopers; they're either volunteers or they're conscripts, right?
Yeah.
What happened to the clones? I know they were kind of talking about a little bit in Bad Batch. They're kind of bringing them back, and they're like, are they just gonna let them die out, let them free? Guys, go.
because I
Yeah,
think they all got like demoted. It felt like they all got demoted, but they leave that kind of open because
yeah.
that commander is just like, yeah, I don't like clones, and then he bombs the city.
Yeah, it'd been good if they would just would have, yeah, dig deeper into that story. You already know how I feel about the. Oh, see, I'm gonna talk about the movie we don't want to talk about, but you already know how I feel about the conscripted soldiers and having them taken as children and progressed as children. And I really wish I'm getting hot off the presses. It says the fans cannot hear Soundwave, so let's see what we
Okay.
can do there, dude. But like I said, the thing that I still am bent about is the fact that you had a prime story of a conscripted soldier that turned sides, became a rebel, and you get to see things from his point of view.
But
And
look at the story
you
writers. They
didn't.
they were screw. You had the same guy who wrote Batman vs Superman who did those. He has no sense of dialogue. He has no sense of like history. I mean, Batman vs Superman. Hey, the reason Superman has stopped killing Batman is because of the word Martha, or Superman was
Yeah.
killing, Batman was killing.
And
He has no clue about anything. He wrote or Argo or whatever that movie was, which was a good movie, but like when he gets involved in stuff that fans have like history with, like they, yeah, there's nothing.
yeah, like I said, that's I'm not. That's the last I'm gonna say about it. Last I'm ever. Oh, I'm not. I'm gonna lie. That's not the last I'm probably gonna say about it because I'm probably gonna bring it up one day. But the
He
whole
always
thing
brings
that,
it up.
yeah, the way they did Finn is wrong. I mean, he was a punk by the end of by the third movie. He was a straight up punk,
Well, they had too many
and
characters.
and
They
all they
were
did was say,
concentrating.
"I got something to tell you. I got something to tell you.
Did he
He
ever
never.
say
I
it?
got something to tell you."
No,
Oh,
no.
she asked him what, and he said, "I'll tell you later."
He didn't say
So I
anything.
mean, they
They
just
lost us.
they
That
they
was the
made
thing.
him a straight punk by the end of the movie, and
I
I was
think he was going to come out of
not.
the closet. I
I
think
don't know. I don't care what
I
he was
think he
gonna
was going to
do.
come out of the closet, and it was going to
Well,
be him and Poe.
I wanted him to say they did me wrong in this movie because I don't really do anything. That's what I wanted him to say. I have no idea why I'm here because I really don't do anything.
Well, none of the characters do anything in that movie. In all honesty, they it's just sort of like, oh, here's something, go there and do
Yeah.
this. Go do. I mean, remember, look at when they went to the Vegas planet. Like that served no
Why?
purpose. It was just
It,
like let's do special effects and show different ships
it
and
did serve a purpose. I go say this goddamn every day. It served a purpose because people want to bring their goddamn political views into a fucking movie. And they were saying how everybody makes money off of war. No shit. Keep it out of Star Wars. We know this. That was the only goddamn reason.
Well, I
oh,
mean,
it's
you can
terrible.
even put that in there. I mean, but if you're gonna do it well. That's all I'm saying.
He
Whatever you're
could have
gonna
just
do,
had
Serve a
some
purpose.
one guy say it like, "We make money, thanks."
do it well. If you're gonna do it well. I mean, but like I said, they really. I am still. I will always be bent about how they did that. How they really progressed that story. I mean,
They
the
didn't
whole
progress
point
the story
of
at all.
my thing is my whole point of you can come from anything and become great. You don't have to be. You don't have to come from greatness to become great. You can just a common person can have greatness inside of them. And I thought, okay, well that's great, but no, no, that's not the story of Star Wars. You have to be related to somebody that's great in order to become great. That's what
A
it
clone.
Or a
is.
clone. But Han
Or a
Solo
clone of
was like
somebody
his.
great to be great.
But Han Solo was like the greatest pilot, so he technically kind of
But they
was a little
killed
bit
him
different.
off in the first movie. So no, that's not true.
But
He got killed off.
he was in three other movies, like well, the great movies,
They
and
killed
he
him
made
off.
impact.
They killed him
Well,
off.
we already said we're not counting those three movies. Those three movies are garbage.
No, that's what I'm talking about. In
So
those
they're
three
dumpster
movies, that's
fires.
unmentionable. You have to come from something great to be great. Ray had to be the granddaughter of Palpatine in order to be great.
Well, they changed that because
Yeah,
what's his name messed it up after, like, yeah, because he said she's from no one, and it was just sort of like, huh,
No, no,
okay.
no, no, no. She went from North. She's
And then they had to
granddaughter.
redo that because hey, she can't be from Obi-Wan, so she has to be from this one.
No, it'd have
She's
been
not a
great for her to come
Skywalker.
from nothing. It would have
No,
been
I
great
agree
for her
with
to
you.
come from nothing.
It would have been fantastic.
But
But
no,
they didn't.
I just had a thought.
no.
In Star Wars, in the universe, maybe they have like an ancestry.com where you
That's
do
what
the
it is.
DNA test. Everybody gets it like, hey, oh shit, man, I'm related to Luke. Everybody's like, we're all related to Luke. We're all Skywalkers.
We're all Skywalkers.
Because by the way, we're all
I'm
clones
like
at this
80% Skywalker,
10%,
like 10% Mandalorian,
1%
1% Ewok. What the fuck? Great grandpa, you never heard the story. His starship crashed on the moon of Endor.
Yeah, moon of Endor.
He had a crazy night. Yeah,
Drinking that jungle juice.
he woke up. He's like freaking hair in my mouth.
Uh,
Hey, just so you know, this show is not for kids.
No,
no, no,
So
it's
put
not.
not at all.
Put your kids away right now because this is more like a Deadpool. Deadpool.
So we do have it. So Charles does make an interesting point. Anakin was born from force particles, but I was reading that Darth Plagueis was the one who got Shinny pregnant.
Yeah.
I told you that.
And you told us. You've talked
Yeah.
about that too.
You
This is
confirmed.
my own theory.
So let's go with your theory.
My theory is okay. So if you read Darth Plagueis, the book, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's about Darth Plagueis wanting to live forever, be powerful in the Force. This is when he was still like hush hush. It's been like 1,000 years since anybody saw a Sith, right? He meets Palpatine, who's a young, like up and coming politician. He's like, I like this dude, and he's got some Force tingles in him. So anyway, Palpatine's going off. He's doing his thing. He's moving up into the Senate in Naboo, and then Plagueis, one day in the book, he just like reaches out with the Force, like the whole universe. And then I'm thinking this is about the same time because like when this takes place, it's right before episode 1. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And like right before episode 1 starts, or maybe right at the beginning of it, that's when Darth Plagueis dies. They never mention it. And then Darth Sidious takes over, or Palpatine. So the time frame works. So when he reached out with his force of love, boom, he just forced all over the universe.
Had his music
One of the little
playing.
force things got this
playing.
Shmi's like hanging out in Tatooine, like,
I'm pregnant.
That's what I think.
But why does it have to just be like her? Because you could do something like Ego from Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Like you could do something like that. Like he impregnates more than one.
He puts it all out throughout the universe.
That'd be a whole different movie. Play the theme song. Darth Bill's here.
That wasn't the song. It was a different song.
Yeah, different song. Let's move on. Let's move on. So real quick there, Soundwave. How would you fix, real fast, give me the quickest way, how would you fix Star Wars, the Star Wars, the main story at this point?
I would do a movie in the future and I would like not even bring up the sky.
You retcon everything and just move
I wouldn't
forward.
retcon. I wouldn't retcon, but I would pretty much ignore those last 3 movies, and I would just have. I mean, you could go different ways. I would involve clones, like somehow say you could use clones, but they would be like descendants of like famous or like like Mace Windu, like maybe you could even involve Grogu because at that point he's like Yoda's age. So you could do a lot of different things, but I would do something. I would set it in the future. Like I would not do any more stories in the past. Like Obi-Wan, I still think that's going to be bad, but I think Obi-Wan, it could be interesting if they show like Obi-Wan's journey and then they go to Darth Vader's journey and not have them come together at all.
No,
Because
we know
Darth
that's
Vader,
not going to happen.
Well, because I think
They're
it'd be
gonna
cool
fuck
to
it up.
see. I think it would be cool to see Darth Vader becoming Darth Vader, like him becoming what we see in New Hope, what we see at the end of Rogue One, because like it's been 10 years, but let's see him like go down, and, like just let's see him be Darth Vader, like in a way we haven't seen him. Like it would be cool to see him go against like 50 soldiers and just well destroy them.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
there's a storyline in the comics called Vader Down. It's when the rebels they somehow miraculously shoot down Vader's TIE fighter onto a planet. And the entire rebel fleet's like, oh my gosh, we have to go to this planet and kill him.
Hmm.
So they all land there and it's just like, yeah, we're toast. Because he just pretty much kills everyone. Because he's like, I have to force and he just pulls their pens. Um Yeah, so and I see what Charles wrote. Like I think going back to retcon, like Star Trek, like I think if you do it in the future, you can kind of get rid of like everything in the past. Like you should like don't mention Ray, don't mention like Kylo Ren. You refer back to like Luke, to Yoda, to Han. Like
I,
have
I know how to fix it. I know how to fix it.
All right.
All
All
right.
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 Real quick. All right,
Take
Darth
take
Bill.
take your idea that you had with the whole doing the movie, but the beginning part is going to be like this, and I'm playing Luke Skywalker. Oh, fuck, that was weird. Yeah, that was a weird ass dream. I gotta call Han. I gotta call Han. Oh shit, he ain't gonna believe this. And there you go. The whole thing was a dream sequence.
No, I like that. That works even
Did-
better. Like
Didn't they do that shit on soap operas? Like when you thought
Yeah.
somebody got fucking killed, and you're like, "Oh my god, they just killed freaking Ricci, whatever that." You know, oh, and then it was like, "Oh, it's just a goddamn dream sequence."
Yeah. The old show Newhart. That was the whole show. That was like what 5, 6, 7 seasons or whatever. And it turns out the entire show was a dream.
I think that would be perfect.
Just a
That
dream.
works even better. You don't have to retcon anything. You just are like
A feverish like force
I had a
dream.
dream Palpatine was still alive. Okay, let's go to this planet and just blow it up.
He just he
Just
makes
blow
a
it
joke.
up.
He's like, "Oh, so last time I'm gonna drink some blue milk before bed." I'm done.
He's like,
Woo!
Knew I
had
should have
this
stuck to the
nightmare
green
that, like,
milk.
Mm.
I had this nightmare that I was like milking penguins. Like it was just disgusting. Like oh my gosh. Like I just no, Bill. I think you nailed it. Like just go from there. You could do like even animation. Like the next step.
You wake him up like Wizard of Oz, like you were in it, and
Yeah,
you were in it,
and you was in it.
and he didn't have a fucking brain.
No, I think it's perfect. We should that's the best fix of it.
And then you can still kind of you can bring Finn back.
Yeah, you can
Finn's
bring
not a
Finn back,
stormtrooper. Luke's like strolling through the market, like checking out lightsabers.
and then
He just sees Finn. It's like, hey, dude, come here.
it'd be like the Highlander.
Let me guess, Finn. It's like, oh, how'd you know?
How'd you know? Look at you. Look at you.
You got something to say.
You got a brain on you, you.
No, I like that because the thing that bothers me is like for Star Wars, you know, the rebels win, and then like 20 years later they lose to the same people they just beat. Like, how bad are
Well,
you at government that you lose to?
a different faction of the people. I mean, even the
Well,
United States, the government didn't work the first time. You know, Articles of Federation, and then after that, it kind of folded, and eventually we had to go with the Constitution.
Huh?
Look at this. We're getting a little history lesson on the Three Great Nerds. Here we go.
No,
but
no. Let's go something else.
I'm just saying.
Hey, it's they. You know, when Timothy Zahn wrote his books, and if you guys haven't read them, pick them up. If you can't read, there's audiobooks, right? And there's comics if you want pictures.
Z,
It's-
have you read those?
No, I have not. Hey, man, that's one
You
strike.
knew about Mara. No, that's a zero. That's a zero. That's a zero. Zero.
I was
So-
wiping
so
that
anyway,
one. I was
so-
like,
So in that trilogy, right, the rebellion is over, Princess Leia's trying to rebuild the Republic up. Admiral Akbar is in the Senate. You
It's a
know,
trap.
the Bothans, the guys who sold the secrets, little dog face guys. One of them is the a hole, and he's in the Senate. And there's like some political bullshit going on. It's like actual history. It's like been in like real history, like same thing we
Yeah,
see now.
yeah.
Like you see somebody trying to do something, they never work together. So that's just one part of the story.
Yeah.
And at the other part, you got Grand Admiral Thrawn trying to build the Empire back up, looking for the lost fleet. Thank you. Why couldn't they just read a goddamn book? That would made such a great movie.
Oh, but they didn't have. It's so
But
hard making Star Wars movies because there's not enough source material out there.
It would have came back as like,
There's
who's
not
this?
enough source material out there.
Who's this girl playing Grand Admiral Thrawn? It would've- there's not a lot. There's not enough blue people representation in movies anymore.
Yeah. Well. All right. So let's move on from there. Let's go to the Batman.
So the
All
lead
right, so no
is-
spoilers. We're just talking about the Joker. I know some people
haven't seen it yet.
having trouble getting up and going to a theater.
It's that isn't it, we're beyond 2 weeks.
I don't know.
I'm going to spoil it anyways. But
I don't care.
but
We're beyond 2 weeks.
we've actually gone through this. Z had to be he had to look into the history books of who the Red Hood was because he thought it was Jason Todd, and he's apparently left the show now. Oh no, he's back.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
here.
but so the person that we see is the Joker. It was confirmed it was the Joker. He's heavily scarred. He's heavily like, it, like he obviously took a little, swim in a vat of acid. Um, I would say since it was a year ago, he was 99% the Red Hood, which was the character, the guy who is going to become the Joker was. Like he led a group called the Red Hood Gang, and that's his group. Now, some fixated part of our team has said that it's too soon to bring in the Joker, and I
Yeah.
said, if it's a cameo, it's not like he has no real. He doesn't impact the story at all. Like he doesn't play a part in the story. But it'll be interesting if they use it to connect. We'll say it'll connect three movies because they're probably going to try to make trilogy. So it'll be interesting to use the Joker to connect, or this character as he becomes the Joker, because the Batman is still becoming. I mean, he is the Batman, but he's not the Batman. He's still very youthful. Like he's not as experienced as we are accustomed to seeing. So the Joker, well, he's still psychotic, but he's not the psycho he becomes. Because the Joker, he's killed a couple million of people by the time in the comics, but not at this point. Like at this point, he's still becoming the Joker, and that was sort of. I don't think it distracts. I think it was kind of interesting that they used the Joker in kind of the Silence of the Lambs kind of thing. Like, hi Clarice, and Clarice is Batman, which is sort of messed up all on its own. So I thought it was a cool way of doing it. And I like kind of how they don't really focus on him, but I mean, you can see like he definitely is deformed, and it's because he went swimming in a vat of acid. So
That hasn't been. The director said that's not what happened to him.
what? That he went swimming in the vat of acid?
That didn't happen. I don't know why. I think he was kind of too scarred up.
I
Well,
mean, he
I'm
was
gonna
pretty
buy.
scarred up.
I'm gonna buy this for Z, the essential Batman encyclopedia. Right?
He needs it.
Look, I got it for $15. They're right there. What is that? What is that?
Red Hood.
Oh my God! Look at that.
Like I said, I knew about the Red Hood from
So
Killing Joke.
no, but you just
But
finished the Killing Joke, which you
I
told us that.
yes,
So Z,
but
come on Z, you gotta take
I
your loss. You
said
gotta
I
take
was
your loss.
not okay. I mean,
You gotta take your loss.
clean that one off.
No, we do. I will give you. You do have a win, and we'll get to that in
a couple minutes, but that was definitely a loss this week. And technically, he was right. Red Hood is eventually taken over by Jason Todd, who was killed by the Joker
He's
as
killed by
Robin. So
beat by a crowbar.
yeah, because the fans thought he was annoying, and he actually was a pretty annoying
He
character.
was annoying.
So he was killed um, by the fans. I killed him. I'll take great
You
pride in
killed
saying that.
you voted to have him offed?
I
Yeah,
did
Wow.
too.
he,
Wow.
he was not a fun character. Like he was an annoying character,
What's
and
wrong with
I'm
your
having
camera? Did
I don't
Thanos
know
just snap?
something. I'm going bye bye. Megatron's very upset with me right now.
We're gonna have to put an epilepsy warning at the beginning of the show now. Thanks.
You're welcome.
It is National Epilepsy Awareness Month, by the way.
Uh-oh. You lost him.
No, I'm still here.
Okay.
I'm trying to reset.
It's weird. Like how it's just happening on your head. Like the rest of the stuff, the rest of the house is fine.
Maybe I'm too close. I have electric singles coming off my head. I don't know.
You got
Um,
EMTs.
yeah. Someone dropped
I
it.
mean EMPs, that's
EMP.
what it is. EMTs.
EMP,
Oh, I don't
not
know where I'm at.
EMT.
I'm thinking about
E-
something else. Anyway, moving on.
So I thought it was good. I liked seeing this scene because it did remind me of Silence of the Lambs when Clarice is talking to Anthony, like Hannibal Lecter,
Yeah.
and I kind of like that kind of take on the Joker because the Joker to me is not like River Phoenix or whatever whatever Phoenix did him. Um, that's not to me. That was like an artsy take on the Joker, and the Joker is not that person.
Yeah. The Joker is calculated and demented.
He's just
That's what,
pure chaos.
that's what I'm saying. He's but I'm saying he's extremely calculated though. He don't
He's very smart, so
yeah,
he's not
everything
gonna.
he do is measured for something. Even
So
though it looks like chaos, it's still chaos, but it's measured. He knows what he knows basically he knows what he's doing.
Look, if you
You
ever
know.
watched the movie Fifth Element, we know what chaos brings to life. Right? Remember when he smashed the glass?
did you see that
Um,
movie, T?
I
You just
haven't seen
check.
Fifth Element in a long time. Man, they got Chris
Oh, he
Tucker
said a
in
long
it.
time. Ooh,
Okay,
I'm
of
gonna
course.
pass
Chris
your ass
Tucker's in
right
that.
out of this podcast.
I was gonna say, of course, Chris Tucker's in that. Got to see that movie.
He's
Anyway,
got all the passwords, so I don't want to kick him out.
but
Yeah, I do like this whole conversation. We just have to time it. you guys go in these deep ass conversations, and I'm like driving to work, listen to a podcast. I'm like, oh, this is good. I'm like thinking, and then bleep. Okay, podcast pause, start up again. Bleep, bleep. I'm like 5 minutes in the podcast at a 50-minute drive.
Hey, we're trying to keep you like driving, calmly.
Yeah.
Not really.
No,
But
that ain't helping. It's making it
no.
worse.
Make it
So we should
worse.
have done Star Wars last and not,
Yeah, she did that last.
Yeah.
Um,
But I didn't like that they did Joker that soon. I'm glad they didn't put the deleted scene in. I'm glad that was taken out. I
well, it's
do
10
think
hour
it's too
long movie.
soon. I mean, yeah, the movie's already 3 hours long. But but what is 5 minutes going to hurt? You're already 3 hours in. But I just thought it was too soon. I mean, I just thought it was too soon to add that deep of a character in at this point. I would have liked it if they would have did. I mean, his last scene I think was like 2 to 3 minutes in the very last scene in the movie. I wish they would have made it 3 seconds. I mean, prime example is I think we talked about it when Thanos is at the end of Avengers and he just jumps up. All he does is say, "Three were fine. I'll do it myself." And that was it. That's all you saw of him. That's all you needed to see of him. I like something like that. I wish it would have been in no cackling laugh, none of that yet. Nothing like that because I mean, my thing is leave it to the point where somebody has to figure. Yeah, they're gonna have. People are gonna see it automatically and know. Yeah, that's probably the Joker. But leave it where they might have to figure out that it might be somebody else. I'd rather them, leave it open. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I just think it wasn't subtle enough. Um,
but the Joker is not a subtle character.
But
He
that's
never
what I'm
has
saying.
been.
Make it.
It's not. And we just spent 30 or 45 minutes complaining about Star Wars and how there's no connectivity. And my guess is they're going to use the Joker to tie. We're saying trilogy, like these trilogies together. He's probably not going to be the main villain in this one,
I hope
but
not.
it, or in the next one. He's not the main villain in this one.
No.
Here comes the
He's
court of owls. I got it. It's coming.
we don't know who the next villain is
I
going to be.
think Soundwave is in the court of owls
He could
because you
be.
keep pushing it.
Or it could be like Hugo Strange or something like that, because that seems like the kind of things that they're doing. But you could use this to, I mean, I think like at the end of like the next movie, you have like another cameo appearance by the Joker, like becoming the Joker. Batman becomes a little bit better, swinging through the city because he's not very good at doing that right now because he kind of hits overpasses right now. So it'll
Yeah,
be
he's learning.
so I say this is like at the beginning. I understand like what you're saying, like you think it's too soon because everyone knows it's the Joker, but just because I mean, once we learned Thanos was coming, I think in like the sixth movie, and he didn't finally make like a huge appearance like until the last two. So it wasn't like you could do the same thing with the Joker. Like you could have him make little appearances here, next one, and maybe not even be the main villain in the third one. And you'll be like, oh my gosh, like you need to make like another one just so we can see like what this Joker is capable of. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not saying he'll be like have some bobbing beans or something like that. Well, he might be because
You don't want to. I see what Reagan's saying. Man, you don't want to bust your nut too soon, right? Because I think that's what happened to the last Batman trilogy, right? The first one was good because you had Scarecrow and you had Ra's al Ghul and you had the backstory.
Mhm.
Second one's my favorite because it had the Joker.
yeah,
Yeah.
Such a great acting. And then the third one was like,
yeah,
it's like going to freaking. It's like going. You don't go to the goddamn amusement park. Go on the best ride because after you go on the best ride first,
Yep. The rest of the
everything
rides
else
are no
sucks.
good. That's
We'll
right.
do what we'll do is we'll help them out. We'll take the book. All right, let me see who's going to be the next villain. I'm not looking and not looking.
he's on.
There we go. The next villain's going to be Kyle.
All right,
Claimed to be the first criminal arrested by Batman and sought revenge as the costume villain Clock.
all right.
Kyle the Clock. Oh, jeez.
Maybe not Kyle the Clock could be a secondary character. I don't know.
Or they could just hint at it just for the fans. Now that I said it, I know we get millions of viewers on here. Maybe the director. They just throw it in there.
Kyle the Clock. I like Kyle
What's
the
your
Clock though.
What's your name? I'm Kyle.
I know that. I know that. Like
There we go. This is the guy I want to see. Calendar Man.
Calendar Man would be good. I think that
Yeah.
would be kind of cool. It might be a little bit too much like the Riddler though.
Yeah. Y'all reminded me about the what is it, the ventriloquist, the one that had the dummy,
Yeah, but that, could
that
be
called
bad, too.
the guy dummy.
Yeah.
Where you think the dummy's actually doing all the work,
Oof.
doing all the bad things, and the person that's holding them is not doing anything.
Maybe the clock guy isn't cool.
Yeah, Clock King. Clock
Like how hard it would be to solve the crime. Who is it? I don't know. Go on Etsy. Somebody who just ordered clock tights. That's the only place you probably get them made.
Etsy, Wish,
Or-
Wish.com.
No, that's where that villain. That's where it come from. Like everybody wants Joker. You're gonna get Clockman. Clockman teams up with Calendar Man. Ooh, riveting.
Penguin.
There you go.
Penguin might play a bigger role too in the next
Yeah.
one.
Well, I'm down with that.
So I think it's fine, and then you can. Well, I mean, because technically the city is in ruin, so you could
It's
have
flooded.
one group take over, and then you could have him concentrate on the most powerful group, and then you can see like at the end you can see like the Joker makes his move, and then the final movie would be about the Joker. So it'll be kind of like what Darth, the wise one to my right or left, is saying. Like you don't want to bring the Joker in too soon, but I think the third movie would be a good time to bring him in and just kind of laying the foundation. I think is a good way to do it.
I'm fine with laying foundation. I just keep saying a 3 minute, 4 minute little thing at the end of the movie. That's just too much.
I think
It's
it was
just too
fine.
much. It's
I
just too
think it was
much.
fine.
And I'm glad they took the deleted scene out. I'm glad they didn't have it because it just. I mean,
It doesn't
isn't
add
isn't
anything to the
Joker
movie.
Batman's oldest, first criminal or something like that? Isn't he the first one?
No, I just told you it was Kyle.
It was not Kyle.
Kyle was the first guy he arrested, so that right there makes Kyle his oldest criminal who becomes
Kyle's the Joker.
the clock. No, he comes the clock. I just showed it to you. It's
I'm just picking, man. But yeah, I mean,
You're -1 now.
I would, like I said, I would. I mean, my thing is, if you think Batman, everybody thinks Joker. I mean, that's just
all right.
they're yin and yang. I would rather that be more subtle and just bring him in slowly.
He's not
Quick
a
little
subtle
blips.
character though. Like
That's why I'm saying just bring him in subtly. Don't throw him out there so soon.
Go.
It's not soon.
Just
It's too soon.
they need just to go away from Joker for a little bit and just get crazy. Don't just do something we're not expecting, like a John Constantine Batman crossover. Right? John Constantine's DC, and you can put
Yeah.
Zantana in there.
That's how you
Zantana
build
and
the
freaking
universe.
John Constantine, they were hitting it up, trading wands, you know what I'm talking about? And that would be perfect. Like, just go crazy. You don't even have to tie it in with DC. You can have like one with a Green Arrow without the flashbacks show up. Because Green Arrow and Batman were pals. They used to go hang out on Halloween and walk around town and nobody said shit.
Didn't matter. They wear their costumes. I got you.
That's because they would shoot the boxing arrow.
Like there's so many DC stuff that they can do. I would like to see another Swamp Thing.
I
Really?
like this one.
I do like the original one. I watched it a couple weeks ago with Adrienne Barbeau in it.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, she was like a super crush of mine back in the '80s, man. But yeah, that was a pretty freaking cool movie. Then it was cheesy, but it was still good as a kid.
Yeah.
Well,
as
it's
a
like
kid.
the Toxic Avenger. Like it was.
Oh my
it was,
goodness.
It was bad, but it was funny at the same time because it was bad funny. It was a
Yeah.
popcorn movie.
It
Back
was
when they
more-
actually could make popcorn movies.
Classic
It was a
B
good movie.
movie.
I count it as an independent movie. Like they had enough money, they make a movie, they put it out. It's what they wanted. It was good.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any. I think in the credits it says something about DC. Thanks to DC for letting us use Swamp Thing. Like I was so like emotionally connected to it. Like when he got his arm cut off, I was like, no. And then the little stub growing out.
The stuff grows out.
What does it look like? Oh. And then Adrienne Barbeau. Whew. I could just she was in Swamp Thing. I remember watching the Fog, John Carpenter movie.
Yeah, she was
Creep Show.
Man, movies I haven't seen in a long time.
You always got to go
Seen
back
in
to
a
Creep
long
Show.
time, or you have seen them, or you just haven't seen
I've seen them. I just haven't seen them in
Okay.
a long time.
I have you seen the Escape from like New York and Escape from
Of
LA?
course.
I'm just checking. I get worried.
Of course. Oh, come on, dude.
You got to have all the John Carpenters.
That's what I'm saying. I'm down with Snake.
Like,
The
Hey,
dude does his own score.
Yeah.
How much money that probably saved him?
Probably did.
Hold on. How much? That's what he was doing Halloween. He's like, how much is a composer going to cost? Give me a second. Free.
Yeah, did his own. That's great. All right, well, let's move on. We have the new show Moon Knight that's coming out pretty soon. I think it's Wednesday, correct?
March 30th,
Yeah. So.
and we're all expected to watch it.
Yes, we are.
See, this is to
Yeah.
you. You're expected to watch it.
Dude, you haven't even seen Halo yet. Don't start.
I saw it.
I don't own Paramount Plus. I'm not buying Paramount Plus to watch Halo. You can call me. You can demote me for that.
Go ahead and erase yours. Go ahead.
You're at 0 too. I've been at 0. Bill is at. Bill leads the group with 1. Um. So Halo's 1. I can't comment on Halo. Moon Knight. I think it'll be interesting because this is a superhero who has multiple personalities. He's someone that the Punisher probably is a little bit afraid of, and he's not afraid of the Punisher. So that helps people understand that character. He also carved off the face of his version of Joker. With so
Well,
he's
something's telling me Disney's going to leave that out.
yeah. I don't think Disney's gonna add that part in,
Almost
but
definitely not.
that's his character. So I'm intrigued because he's viewed as Batman if he was more unhinged.
I'll always say with Moon Knight, I remember, like we just talked about it. I remember Moon Knight back in the, I think it had to have been the early '80s when that
His
started
first
out.
appearance was like in the early '80s.
Yeah,
He
and
he was with werewolves or something.
I really didn't click into it. I mean, it just wasn't the costume, everything just wasn't cool enough for me at the time. I think Spider Man was running my life at the time, but I mean, when I saw it, it just, I mean, the way he threw the little half moon, little stars or whatever, it just reminded me of Batman. It just, I was like, this is a lot like Batman, and that's
Yeah.
it. I just after that, I was done with it. It never really captured me, as a child. Reading the different comics. I mean, it just was like whatever. you got Force Lightning, see? Darth Bill. Darth Bill with the Force Lightning. But yeah, like I said, I mean, I'm curious in how they're going to do this movie. I mean, I understand his background and stuff. It just, like I said, it just never, as a child, it wasn't. He's not a premier character.
Well,
I
neither
No.
was
mean,
Iron Man, but
so it just didn't. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't. It wasn't one of the main ones that grabbed me. Not
he's
at
more
that
like
time
the
frame.
supernatural. So I think if they do the supernatural, that but I don't know how they're gonna do it. So it's gonna be interesting because he runs in kind of the same circles with like all the supernatural characters do. So that part is to me is going to be interesting. I mean, I like Poe's playing him, so
Yeah, Poe Dameron.
he's not a bad actor.
No, not a
So if
bad
they
actor.
have it written well, it might be good.
But he bases not being a good actor, a bad actor on the Star Wars movies.
No, I was basing it off. I don't know what I was basing it off because all the movies I've seen him, they've been awful. Maybe he
I'm
hasn't been a
saying,
bad
I
character.
was thinking the same thing. I'm gonna give him
I
a
don't.
chance in this one because he's a handsome fella. He's a handsome
He's a
fella.
handsome fellow, so I'm hoping he's a good actor and maybe he can pull this off. I don't know. I don't know. I gotta keep the computer way back here.
Do it. Do it.
So to me, I don't know how but I think
I'm just.
because
I'm sorry. I'm just waiting for Bill to go. No, no, no,
No,
no.
no. Here, shake it. Shake it. Do it. Shake it, computer.
I'm just wait.
No. Now it's not doing it. Oh,
I'm just waiting for him to do that.
no, no.
um um
Move on.
but he is like he's a minor character, so they have lots of liberties like they did with Iron Man. So
Yeah.
he could be good. It could be really bad. I based on what we've seen from Marvel, it's 50-50 at this point. So
Hey, right now, based off what we see from Marvel and Disney, I'm surprised it's a guy. Like I'm not like he's a dude. It's a guy. He's not. I'm not. Is it a bait and switch? Am I gonna watch it and then? Yeah, it was a
he
girl.
could be. He could identify himself as like a ranger. I don't know.
We'll see. I mean, like I said, I'm just one, you're making me watch it, which the first episode is going to be all background probably, so it's great. I will spend my entire time watching it, and going, great. I get to watch your background again. But other than that, I mean, I mean, like I said, it just wasn't a main character when I was a child, and I do remember. I mean, I remember him popping in like various other comics. You know, all of a sudden he'll pop in
He-
for a few episodes. You know, for a few
I think the
issues. But
first time I remember seeing him was in Spider-Man, and not a comic book, like in the Spider-Man like 76 Spider-Man, Spider-Man. You remember that one?
Oh,
I think he was
yeah.
an episode of that
oh,
one.
I used to love that.
I was like, "Who's this dumbass? Give me Spider-Man."
I was like, I don't like that little V on his head.
Was he throwing moon shit? What is this?
Yeah, so I say he was
Lucky
throwing the
Charms?
little moon stars, and I was like,
Throw some horseshoes.
this is like Batman. I can read Batman instead of read this. You know. So
Look, Marvel stole a lot of
Oh.
ideas from DC.
Of course. You
Yeah,
know,
he's one of
but-
them because that's their version of Batman.
Let me
They have,
just
like,
look.
5 characters.
Oh, this whole book is based off. No, it's not Batman. It's his Moon Knight.
all in white though.
yeah.
Coming
Yeah.
soon to Z. We have both pulled in together to send Z a gift to, so he can read that and get caught up. So it's fine. He's also got
Look,
a list.
when he comes down here, and I take that belt from him, I'll let you look at this for like 5 minutes. Just
5 minutes.
You
You,
get-
just go open it and flip through it.
we're
All right,
we're gonna go old school. You don't even have to Google this stuff because we're old. We'll go to the library. We'll put it on the Xerox machine.
Xerox.
Right?
Wow.
We'll put it.
Xerox
what about-
machine.
What about Man Bat? Ooh, that'd be a good one. In the what is it? The new word they use to describe the new Batman movie, noir.
No.
Does anybody know what that means? I know what it means. The shadow, which they stole a lot of off of like the Batman.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
Shadow. Do that movie without Alec Baldwin because they did it and it was like "Yeesh, Alec Baldwin. And thank God he didn't shoot anybody.
Yeah. Good old Shadow.
Yeah, that was a. They said I would like to see that in a noir style film because
Noir.
every time I read a Batman noir, oh, it'll be interesting to see the Moon Knight reviews.
Yeah. I mean, I will have my ear listening for that. I mean, like I said, I'm gonna watch it. And I know the first. Like I said, I'm gonna have to really. What I say when the first episode, you have to have an open mind because the first one is laying the groundwork, and that's all it's gonna do. It's gonna lay a lot of groundwork.
No, I don't have to have an open mind. I can tell you, we played this game on the submarine. It was called the 5-minute rule.
Yeah.
It's the
In
5-minute rule.
first
Yeah.
5 minutes, I know this shit's gonna suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this not gonna. I don't know if it's just gonna
Yeah.
suck. But I'm saying I know when this movie's gonna suck.
And I remember a particular ET that would take it out and throw it across the Mestex.
Who's that?
He would take the video
Is it-
out and just throw it.
Hey,
Crap.
Z,
Was that Dave Taldo?
I'm not gonna name who names.
Uh,
I will have to talk to the person first before I bring their name on here.
they call him Y.
But I can. Well, can I? Yeah, I can say that he was from Cherry Hill, New Jersey himself. Yeah,
I know a lot of people from Cherry Hill.
and I
New
remember
Jersey.
that. Huh?
I know a lot of people from Cherry Hill.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of people in Cherry Hill.
They throw movies.
He would take it out and be like, "This crap sucks," and he would.
It
take
was so.
and he
I
would
tell you,
and throw it across the room.
it was so funny that the judge the pulse on what people wanted to watch. You know, because you're getting off at the evening watch, right? Or if you're like, what are we gonna watch? Because remember, you used to be a coming up, stand and watch, and bring the movie book. We'd sit back in the control room, like, what are we gonna watch?
Yeah.
I remember one time, I said, I get to pick the movie tonight, and I'm picking Grease. Everybody's like, no. I was like, it's my turn. We're watching Grease, and everybody's like, no, it's bullshit. God's honest truth. That whole cruise master was full of people singing. You can't go wrong with Grease.
No. It's hard to.
Oh, who's it? Oh, I think it was.
See, he's
it? We
trying
watched-
to think. He's trying to think.
I don't know if it was on When did Schindler's List come out? That was after we were off the boat, right?
That was after. That was after.
Okay, so it was on the Pasadena. So I'm on the Pasadena. We had a CT riding us for deployment, and we watched Schindler's List, right? And at the end, it was like millions of Jews have been killed. It was like the whole number of all the Jews that were killed during World War II. And this guy, man, he sounded like Kermit the Frog when he talked. And like all you can hear was like, that's a lot of Jews. Oh.
Yeah. Here's a good one, Bill. Unfortunately, I can't let have Soundwave add in this one, but you might want to listen to this because unfortunately, I'm gonna have to say mine. What was your movie that you watched when you got qualified?
Movie number 99.
Oh, Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High. 99.
That's bad that we remember what number it was.
Yeah. That was you
That's
watched
bad.
it, Jim watched, like, oh my God.
We watched
99.
Number 99. Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Every boat has it. When I was on the Pasadena, it was From Dusk Till Dawn.
Okay.
And then but it was always in the Chiefs quarters. The Chiefs always had it in there. And they actually wrote the time, if you hit 0 out when you put the tape in, when the dance started. So you just put it in fast forward.
That's bad. That's bad. Well, unfortunately, my movie was Free Jack. Please forgive me. Please.
That was with Mick Jagger.
Emilio Estevez.
Emilio
and Mick Jagger.
Yeah.
And I forget the
Emilio.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
Anthony
my
Hopkins.
movie.
Anthony Hopkins was the other one. In the...
And I watched probably 5 minutes of it because I was asleep.
Most of us were asleep.
Well, dude, I did 20 hours of repair on the back end of the boat, so I didn't.
He was always fixing stuff.
I was asleep.
He sleeps a lot. He sleeps a lot during shows. Like it didn't hold my attention is a common thing.
So he said they had movies on the turtle. Yes, they did.
Good one.
Yes,
they did. One of us is pedaling and watching the movie. What are we gonna watch tonight? I don't know, man. I'm fucking tired.
Yes, they had movies on the turtle. Yes, they did. We watched Gone with the Wind. Yes, we did.
Real to real.
Yeah, real to real. Yeah, you had to turn it by hand.
Rewind it.
Yeah. You had to go back.
Got it right.
Yes, we did.
Did you have to put a pen in it and rewind it that way, or?
Oh
yeah,
man!
and when you messed it up, you had to literally take the tape and pull the cellophane tape on and actually put it back together. So
yeah, we had. It's funny. Like we didn't even put a dent in the movie collection. We watched a lot of shit over again.
Yeah. But I remember number 99 stayed on the boat. Every time we turned movies in, that was one that we did not turn in.
Yeah, everybody knew Fast Times.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I've seen
99.
that 4 times, and I should admit that I've seen it.
I tell you, want to get a reaction? Go on Facebook tonight and just make your status movie number 99, and so let's see who pops up.
Okay.
Dude, that even got turned over. That was like from our group in '91, and I think it got turned over to the later guys, the guys that came in after us.
Uh-huh. So they got it too.
It's still there. It probably hasn't gone anywhere.
See, that would be a good movie. There's no drama in this summary movie. It's just going to be called The Phoenix.
Phoenix Rising.
Actually, we broke so much we pulled in the Faslane, Scotland. So it'll be called, called the USS Phoenix, Life in the Faslane.
Faslane to Faslane.
That was if you were broke, you went to that part of Scotland. You're like, boring.
Yeah.
And then you go to Edinburgh.
I just remember the 12-hour maneuvering watch. Oh my God.
I remember
rocking and rolling.
I remember Townsend. Remember
Rocking
Pete Townsend?
Yeah.
Do you remember the egg thing? Were you cranking there when they did the egg thing on him?
Oh no.
All right, so I'm not gonna say his last name because but Jim knows who he is. So he said, "Look," he goes, "Pete," because we called him Pete. That wasn't his name.
That wasn't his name.
And I tell you, the guys that don't know this guy was really weird. He goes, "Hey, I'm that's how he talked." So Jim goes, look, I'll give you $100 if you let me smash 10 eggs on your head. And he's like, sure, I'll get $100 easy. Do it. So he had his head over the deep sink. Jim, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then he put the 10th one down next to him and walked off. He's like, where's my $100? He said, I said 10 eggs. Only did 9. I don't know if this is the same dude that caused the whole pier to get pooped on.
Yes, he did.
This guy needs to be in a goddamn movie.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He was feeding the birds. Yes.
I don't know if I don't know if I talked about it in the podcast, but we talked about it, right?
Yes, we have.
So, Ty, do you know this story?
I have not heard this story.
Oh, Lord.
All right,
then we
so-
got submarine movies on the.
Look, a good story.
Wait, you should change the Moon Knight thing to submarine stories.
That's what I'm about to do.
Yeah, change it to Bill's submarine stories.
Submarine or night submarine story.
Bill's sea stories.
And I do have to go rather quickly because my dog is pounding on the door because he wants to go outside. So.
All right, so this will be it, and then we'll say goodnight to everybody. All right, so the story goes like when we go on deployment, like we have fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, fresh milk, right? But after like a week or two, it's fucking done, right? You're eating plastic milk and plastic eggs, and then they make your own bread.
Yeah.
So our cook, they made a lot of bread this deployment, like a lot of bread. We pull back in, we've got laundry bags full of just moldy bread that we never ate. So, of course, Townsend comes and he's like, hey, MS1, what do you want to do with all this bread? And he's like, whatever, dude. Like you know, a stupid question. You're going to get a stupid answer. So he looks at him, he goes, go feed the freaking birds.
Go feed the birds. I don't know what to do with it. Go feed the birds.
So somebody came running down. They're like, holy shit, you guys need to come topside. So we're at the end of the pier. There's another boat outboard us, and on the other side of the pier is just the back part of the tender. And Pete is at the end of the pier just throwing the bread up, and every goddamn seagull in the Virginia area code was in Norfolk. They were calling friends. I think birds from D.C. came down, North Carolina came up.
From south.
There was rare birds that they said were extinct were on the pier.
Eating
And
bread.
that wasn't the funny part, because all the birds shit right then and there. There was white shit all over the pier. It looked like somebody spilled wet paint and all over the submarine and all over the tender. It was like, what the? Oh my God!
All
And
from one
Pete,
comment.
that poor bastard, man. He didn't think he was doing anything wrong. He was up there with just a look of joy on his face, like, I love the Navy. It's just the best day of my life. I'm gonna re-enlist.
Feeding the birds. Oh my God.
Sea
Oh my
story.
God. Yep. Sea stories. we had to close out with that.
Hey, we'll have to do next week. I'll do the story about the guy with the lisp. Somebody save me. So tune in, folks. Call your friends, call your moms, call your grandmas.
Like and subscribe.
Do it, man.
And
Stop being
subscribe.
assholes. Like it.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Please. All right.
Do we have an
y'all
outro?
Yes,
Outro
we do.
music?
No, we don't have outro music. We don't need no music. But let's close out. Any closing words there, Soundwave? I'll let you have first crack at it. No.
No.
All right, there, Darth Bill. Closing words.
Do it.
We thank y'all for joining us, man. Let's have some fun next week. We'll come out
Love
with
ya.
next week. Love you guys.
To the heart.